is our brand new member of the book club. Round of applause, everyone. I want to hear it. Unmute. Give me that. Give me them clappies. Woo! Hi, Snake.
Thank you kindly.
We like to do, I dropped a C-bomb before we started, everyone, just so you know what all of that ruckus was about. Me. Such a good word, and I miss it now that I don't live in the country.
Oh.
I'm just gonna, of course there's one thing wrong. I need to get all this noise converted into my headset lest you hear the blitzing that's happening thanks to Catch22, who of course has dropped 22 subs, which means I have to get out of it. I have to read them all out. Now, I have a very difficult time with some of your usernames, which I am convinced you smash your face against a keyboard to create. So here we go. Thanks to Catch22, whose birthday it is today. Didn't think I knew. Happy birthday. A round of applause, everyone. Unmute. We've got a member's birthday today. I want to hear those rounds of applauses for everyone. Thank you, please.
Yes. Like you, Maude, I am 27 today.
Well, I thought you were 22. That's why you're called Catch22. I gave you 5 years back.
If
and some
only.
change. And some change. All right, so wow, we've got the subs coming in thick and fast. Let's go. KP Dubs just gifted a sub to Tate the Aussie. We love Aussies around here. Vaden gifted a sub and said, oh, you resubbed for 31 months in a row, saying, welcome, Snake. Yay, new members. We love having new members. Catch22 has gifted subs to BK3, regards Darren, Juan Solo, EG Vic, D14 Volk, Impastor, Dienos Gaming, Star Pilot 6, who's in the chat so she can say thank you. Robin can say thank you. Thank you. Yay!
You're welcome.
Danielle Tomcat 86, Cookin Jr., Rain, Peyton Pixels, who just followed, I think, yesterday. Sugar Nibs, Clockwork Grouse, J Tony 302, Cone Raid, Painful Split, Stormleet X, Play the Board. Hey, is Play the Board in here? PTB? Not this week. Okay. Thank you. She's also stoked on that one. Lucas CTS, Solar Dream 78, dropping those subs. Now, we do often have sub wars, and I will say, Catch22, you kicked off a hype train for us with that amazing 22 gifted subs that keep coming on in here. For someone who's having a birthday, you giving gifts is especially sweet. So thank you so much, Tim. You're such a wonderful part of the community, and I hope your birthday's been amazing and you decided to spend it with us. I think someone likes the book.
And it's been hot and busy.
Or as I like to call, Hossie.
Sure. I mean...
Boost. Hey, Adam Visions just resubscribed for 30 months, and I actually have it in my show notes today to wish everyone a happy downloading of his brand new game that is available on Steam right now. It's called Push XL, or as I like to call it, Push It Good. We actually had a great pun back and forth of all the push puns that we had. Don't push me, push a push pop. And it sounds like this is book club, but it's actually an intervention for KP Dubs. KP Dubs, we've gathered you here today as an addict of the game. You've confessed many times that you've used your spare time in abundance to play this highly addictive game. KP Dubs, how do you feel about Push XL?
Just checking my stats. I've only been playing it for 8.8 hours.
8.8 hours, and you managed to get into the top 100 on the
Actually,
leaderboard?
I got to 46 today with just over 11,000 in my score.
What is...
Yeah.
Cracked a top 50, everyone. Unmute. We got a top 50 among us mere mortals right here.
AP, get a job.
He's got a
I
job.
have a job.
His
I have a
job is
job.
being a god tier gamer. Okay.
God
Well,
tier gamer, says Snake. We love
I have a
that.
job with a lot of vacation time, is what it is.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
There
So
you go.
what are you loving about Push XL, Atom Vision's brand new game that everyone can download on Steam right this second?
It's like stupidly simple. There's literally just one button. You either click the mouse or you hit the space bar. There's a little like sweeping arrow that tells you your direction and velocity. So whenever you tap the button, that's the direction and the speed you go. And there's just various random obstacles, and you got to navigate around them and see how far you can go. And sometimes you go for 2 seconds, and bam, a little square flies out of nowhere and kills you. At other times, you go for 3 minutes.
And there you have it. Atom Vision saying thanks and sorry. But this is what the community is all about, doing good things with good people. Lisa has used their Prime to subscribe, as I like to say, give me them pesos. Bezos pay. I got it wrong way around. Haven't said it in a while. Give me them pay. Nope, fucked up again. Well, I could give myself a third time, but if I got that wrong again, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. God damn it, Atom Vision. That's not even funny. I'm streaming live on TikTok as well. A big hello to Frito, who's in every single chat imaginable. Your commitment is unfounded. Mige Migs, who's dropped by giving applauses as well, because that's how we like to celebrate everyone, especially something, I'm not sure what your whole name is, says, Maude, miss your face. Mando says, hey Maude, how you been? Always top co something says, the brand integration is seamless. Ain't it just? And Aries Dragon says, actually caught Maude live. Yes, apparently if I do not stream twice for 30 minutes each week, I will get booted from the TikTok live privilege. So here we are, fuckers. Here we are. I'm trying to get you to read more books. Hector is funny, says, book good. Hello, everyone. Give Hector Navarro a warm welcome, who's joined us in the chat. I'm not hearing it, members. Where's Hector Navarro's in the house, everyone. If you don't, that's better. If you don't know Hector Navarro,
Heroes Reforged.
he exactly. Yes, exactly. Okay, so if you do know him, but if on the odd chance you do not know Hector Navarro, he's doing amazing things with his geeky outlet called Heroes Reforged, where he talks about a lot of comic book movie adaptations and the television shows. They go into deep dives, they'll do watch-alongs. They've got an amazing Patreon community, and it is absolutely fantastic to see Mexican / Prague. What's that place? What's Prague? Starts with C. I've been there. Czech Republic. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Maude, with your geography. Fantastic guys doing amazing things on the internet. If you're not following Heroes Reforged, what are you doing with your life? Probably playing Push XL, which is Adam's game. That's a win-win. Thanks, everyone. Prague. What's that place? Yes. It turns out, Hector, I'm getting stupider, if that was possible. I always have a problem with geography. I make that science and maths. I make no secret about it. Hector, how have you been? I have missed you. Chexicans podcast. Thank you, KP Dubs. That's what I was looking for. They're very, very good people, though, and Heroes Reforged is crushing. Hit 100,000 subs on YouTube. You know it's good if that's the case. I did it twice, and now we're at 86. Now we're declining like we're trying to hold water in our hands. But we're here on Twitch, so follow and I'll read your name out. That's how that goes. What are you doing in Australia? You're going to Australia? You're gonna love it. You're Adelaide. Wow, that's a choice. Melbourne, I get. I thought Sydney would have been up there, and after Sydney would have been Brisbane, but you went to Adelaide. I was the most drunk I've ever been in my life in Adelaide. And that's all you need to know about Adelaide. KV Dubs, you stabbed the knife and then you twisted with that one. That was brutal. They invited me because my Aussie accent is so good. Oi, he says, to be fair, there are so few people that can do a passable... Oh, no, Tate the Aussie says, I live in Adelaide. I probably I probably met you and we had an entire conversation, Tate. It's been a while since I've been to Adelaide, though. My bestie lives there. Hector says, good day, Tate. Or good eye, Tote. That's my impression of Hector doing an Australian accent. Watch out for those cane toads, Hector. They're not in Adelaide or Melbourne, which is why they are superior to Brisbane, which is why I will never move home to Brisbane ever. We have a Fable, everyone. There is a new app. On this app, it is a book club. You can search numerous different book clubs for every sort of genre you are into. We are hosting a sci-fi fantasy book club on there called Maude's Book Club. Bling, bling, bling. Download the app. It's absolutely free. We've got 100 members. No big deal. Very big deal for us. Just join in that conversation. What I love about it, and I'm not getting paid by Fable, even though where's my camera? Even though I should. I actually really do love the app. And there's a few reasons why. It has chapter breakdowns. So as you're reading and your mind melts and you want to talk about a specific moment, you can comment in it. And then the community gets to share in that particular discussion. And it really helps with spoilers because you don't look in the chapter that you haven't read. I usually will try and read it after I'll check in with everyone. And more often than not, people have beat me to the thought that I was trying to make, which means the community is smart. Absolute bloody legends. So when you break down after a chapter, says KP Dubs, you can post about it. Yeah, I nearly had tears today. Ooh, I had to suck the tear back into my eyeball. You haven't got me yet, Pierce. KP Dubs also says, it's gory damn beautiful. We've got a gold over here with that language. I see about it, yes. Also, am I more blonde, coincidentally? Maybe. Oh, no, Lisa, don't say that. Oh, no, Lisa. Lisa said, just you wait, Maude. And then said, ha ha. And that ha ha sounded more like a ha ha, evil. Mwahaha. Hey, Rogamrus. I don't think that's how you say your name. Rogamrus. Rogamrus. Rojam. No. Thank you so much for using your Prime. Says MBC. Oi! Giving them Bezos. Oh my gosh, KP Dubs with the pun. Award a pun point. Says you are alright by me, Maude. Rogamarus. Thank you. Thank you, Hector. Again, having to literally spoon feed me intellect to try and get through that sentence. Rogamarus. That makes so much sense. Oh, you've got no idea. No, it's 10 times better than all the shit I was trying to get through. Rogamarus. Rogamaras. Cheers, says Rogamaras, which is now your new name, as knighted by Hector of the Funny. I feel so much better, by the way. Like, April sucked. May, she's back, everyone. She's back. Also, we have a new member. Now, we did shout out to Snake before. Snake, what I wasn't able to chat with you before we went live was we like to do a little hello, a little welcome, a little get to know ya Q&A so that, you know, we can put a voice and an ideology, a person behind a little name that pops up here. So Snake, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you come up with your username? What kind of books are you into? What's the best book you've ever read? And what's your genre of choice? And how did you find Maude's Book Club? And go.
I found the book club via your Twitter. I've been a follower for a good few years since back in your SourceFed days. In terms of genres, I tend to lean towards sci-fi and fantasy.
Well, that's perfect.
So this series, the series that is currently being read, or at least the entry in the series that's currently being read, is a big. It's one of the series that actually got me back into reading because I haven't since I started reading again more actively about 4 years ago, and so this was the series that got me back into it.
What an achievement!
Best book I ever read is kind of a toss-up between Iron Gold, which is the
Ooh,
first in the sequel series to Red Rising,
this
and
series.
might be the second one. Might be I think probably the Lightning Thief, because that one's just an extremely nostalgic read for me.
That's Percy Jackson for those playing at home.
Yeah.
I drink and I know things. Oh, I don't have a drink. That's okay.
And I don't have a question that I failed to answer.
Oh, Snake. Where'd you get Snake Liquid from as a username?
Play a lot of video games, and I've been a fairly big fan of the Metal Gear Solid series for quite a few years. So I was
coulda
basically
picked
just
it.
like,
I could have
Yep.
picked it. And then maybe off camera, we'll ask if you have a first name that you would like me to refer you to, or if Snake works.
that's
Snake,
fine. Yeah.
Snake, Snake. I'm just trying to do justice to Miss Necromancer's comment about Snake. Well, welcome to the book club. It's lovely to have you here. Thierry, it's been a hot minute since you've been in. How are you?
Tired, but happy to be back.
Working?
Yeah.
We love
I
to hear
actually
it.
was working 5 minutes before
Ooh.
the stream started, and I did 67 hours last week.
Wow.
Yeah, worked from 9 to 2 a.m.
Ooh.
3 days in a row.
Ooh. Well done, you. I mean, with your job, it rains. I mean, if it's not, if it's a drought or it's a flood.
Yeah, it's not even on the main project I was hired for.
Oh, wow. All
I
right,
was
you're a busy
asked by
boy.
production to help on another production that for a future project for the studio.
That's good then.
Yeah.
Working 5 minutes before the show starts. Who are you, Aaron? Game Wizard is not here to defend himself, so I can say this. Game Wizard didn't do the reading for this week because he has been playing the new Zelda game. Can I get mad at that? Absolutely not. I appreciate the priorities. I am replaying Breath of the Wild and need to finish that before I start the new game. Yeah, so I'm tired is the end of that sentence. Kill Link? What? Keep it up.
It's from a web series.
We're all
It's from a
down
web
bad
series
for hydrated
called The
Yemen.
Legend of Neil.
What was that
where,
one more time?
It's from a web series called The Legend of Neil that Sandeep Parikh from the Guild did, where it's a
Fantastic.
spoof of Zelda, and there's a scene where he befriends some moblins who are like, "Kill Link!" So yeah.
Gotcha. It turns out Vaden has decided to be a bus driver because he has thrown Aaron under the bus big time, saying, I've been playing Tears as much as physically possible, but I still got my reading done. Boom. Boom. Gold star. You earned those brownie points. You earned them. They started a Korok space program. That's sick. Hey, Toaster Poster, how are you? I've been watching some wild videos from the new Zelda game. I've been trying to avoid it as much as possible because I want to experience it, playing it for the first time. That's a true passive-aggressive Canadian right there. Lol. Gold star. Exactly. Over on TikTok, we've got Turtle Sushi that's popped by saying, howdy, Maude. Aries Dragon says, I seen you once at Comic-Con 2017. Couldn't get a pic. You were rushing to your next interview, I think. Yeah, 2017 was a wild year for me. Soza that you only got the sound of vroom as I sped off. And Bad B Motif says, loved you on SourceFed. Oh, thank you very much. We are covering Golden Sun. It is book 2 of the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. And you can catch about it and more. Did I plug our website? We launched our brand new website today, maudsbookclub.com. Brand new. Got a web designer in and everything. Wanted to try and make it look as cute as possible. Like, it's nice and homely and adorable and inviting and sneaky Maudes and Zeldas, my dog, all over the page. Oh, Zelda's here. Come here, you. Sneaky Maudes and Zeldas. I have dog. She looks scared. Say something for everybody, please. Very good. Oh, that's really quite interesting. Can you tell me that's getting louder. She's just minding her own business in bed. She's just had her din-dins, so she's tired. Anyway. Yeah. Well, Zelda, we don't say that on camera. I love you so much. I'm really gonna miss you. Okay. Anyway, that's what the website wanted to be like. We wanted to use this sort of color scheme. Eventually, I'm gonna have to change the pink in that browser source to like blue. I don't know how to do that, Adam. I'd eventually like to ask you to do that. A big shout out to Ian White, who's not only just joined, but they used their Prime to subscribe. Ian White, everyone. Thank you so much for the follow. We're just telling everyone where you can find Maude's Book Club online, and that maudsbookclub.com has just launched. Thank you so much to the members who have Grammar Maude, who have given amazing feedback about links and making sure that it all goes through properly and that everything's where it's supposed to be. Really appreciate that. You kind of got a sneak peek before everyone else did. We're showing you all the cool graphics that our graphics gal has done. So big shout out to Nikki, who has done amazing things. She's done these two. She did the border. Anything that looks amazing, chances are Nikki's done that for the book club. So that's been a whole team effort, really. And shout out to Tass, who's our mod in the chat right now. She's fantastic. Give her some mod love. We actually have an emote for that. If you're, what do you mean no? Your website's, your headset's down, Tim? What's going on? Waggling your finger around? Can you even hear me? Everyone, now's the time to talk shit about Tim. It's his birthday, but he can't hear us, I don't think. Haha, you're not 27 at all. You lied to us all. Haha, Tim. No, he can't hear us. No one tell him to watch it back. Ivare, Anim, you gay? Thank you for 26 months. You'd think after 26 months I would have learnt that by now. I've got Ivare down. So lovely to have you back for 26 months. That's really quite impressive. Alrighty, so let's talk about Golden Sun. Any other, hold on, did I miss anything, Tass? Any other housekeeping that we had to do? New website. Join Discord. Join Discord was the other one. It's free to join. We've got a great community over there, over 1,000 people to talk about not only books, but nerdy stuff. There's a giveaway that's ending tomorrow. We're trying to do a few giveaways every single month so you can expand your book collection. We have we've got really cool stuff on there. And there's like a Twitch page for when I do gaming, which I will be doing tomorrow evening. Tomorrow I will be playing Guild Wars 2, a game that I've always wanted to play but never got a time to do it. And I'll be giving away 3 codes so that you could also get your very own Guild Wars 2. I have a feeling that'll be Discord only for when we do that. There is one less person to fight with for the wins since I don't ever enter because I'm Canadian, but also because I can get books whenever I want. Yeah, there you go. Kate has sacrificed herself on the altar of humble beings to make sure that she will not impede on your chance to win. Round of applause for Kate. This is the kind of, you know, why can't I hear the applause when I ask for it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
That might be a little loud, sorry.
No, can't hear it at all. It's not it's not quite a golf clap. Maybe it muted out because it was so loud. Yeah, it's not quite the golf clap, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
It was a little sarcasm.
Just a little. Oh, you can hear us again. What happened with your headset, Timbo?
My internet crashed. Like
that's
everything
no good.
went. Spectrum decided to give me the finger on my birthday.
Do you know what I
Spectrum.
think about Spectrum?
We've been over that.
Have we all? Are we all on the same page about how shit Spectrum is? It's a pretty freaking shit. Spectrum is your fave, says Lisa. And
Spectrum is the
that's-
answer to the drug problem in the United States.
What?
You make all drugs legal, and then you make it so you can only buy them through Spectrum customer service.
Where's the lie? Okay, we're talking about.
Gonna need some aloe vera for that burn.
Yeah, well, I mean, Spectrum deserved it. Spectrum's like, we're going to be so shit that anything bad that you say is true. And we're like, okay. Alrighty, so Golden Sun, Book 2, what happens? Let's talk a little bit about the synopsis that you can find on redrising.fandom.com, which is what I will be leaning heavily into as guide for these chapters. Golden Sun is the second book of the Red Rising series. After a short prologue, picking up the moment Red Rising ended, the story continues 3 years later. It's written by Pierce Brown and is published by Del Rey Books. The novel was released less than a year after the first installation. I didn't know that. That's amazing. He's like, boom, boom. Here are your books. Golden Sun is followed.
That actually happens a lot with like first-time writers.
Tell
because
me
they usually,
everything.
if they have a series, they usually have more than one written, and that's part of the reason, like when an agent sells their story, that's like, hey, you've got like multiple books right away. So you'll see a lot of times that if it's like not a super well-known author, that books will come out immediately, like 3 or 4 or 5, depending on what it is, because they already had them written before they got their publishing deal.
That makes so much sense. He'll probably like had mapped it out, and then they're like, stop there, tweak that so there's a, you know, a cliffhanger, and then that's your second book, and then that's your third book. Well, we can ask Pierce about it because we'll be doing a Q&A with him on the final Wednesday of this month. Locked in.
Oh, nice.
Helps to be friends with the author. But seriously, like I'm making him work for it.
Was that a name drop or
Yeah.
a humble brag?
Ooh, a humble
A little
drop.
bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
A humble drop and a name brag. Actually. Synopsis. As a red, Darrow grew up on working the mines deep beneath the surface of Mars, enduring backbreaking labor while dreaming of the better future that he was building for his descendants. But the society he faithfully served was built on lies. Darrow's kind have been betrayed and denied by their elite masters, the Golds, and their only path to liberation is revolution. And so Darrow sacrifices himself in the name of the greater good. Lisa? In the name of the greater good.
The greater good.
Thank you. For which Io, his true love and inspiration, laid down her own life. He becomes a Gold, infiltrating their privileged realm so that he can destroy it from within. A lamb among wolves in a cruel world, Darrow finds friendship, respect, and even love, but also the wrath of powerful rivals. To wage and win the war that will change humankind's destiny, Darrow must confront the treachery arrayed against him, overcome his all-too-human desires for retribution, and strive not for violent revolt, but a hopeful rebirth. And that is a big theme we'll talk about today. Though the road ahead is fraught with danger and deceit, Darrow must choose to follow Io's principles of love and justice to free his people. He must live for more. Oh, Darrow. Shouldn't have. So we're talking about part 1 and part 2 only here. So if you've got spoilers from 3 and 4, we don't want to hear it. Parts 1 and 2. Because we have kind of gone over the synopsis here. Airwolf B, re-subbing for 13 months. A big hello to you. I love your streams. I finished this series and waiting patiently-ish for the new book. I love hearing what others have thought of the books. NBC Mod Squad. Mod Squad. Fantastic. Let's do a little round. Robin? Starting with you, Robin, because of that pun. What are you thinking about this book so far? Is book good? What are you liking? What are you feeling?
Book good. I did put in Fable that I think Darrow has some very heavy plot armor though in this first half.
I'd love to hear more about that. That's fun. Indult retake. Yeah. Just gifted 5 subs to the community. Komungi 1, Otterfet, Seal of Solomon, Morgan 31 Ari, and Vasilius. all got gifted a sub thanks to Indult Retake. Woohoo! We love that. Maybe we should just all have you unmuted the entire time so that this round of applause is going to be so effortless. And maybe, no, I will get a sound effect. I will. We all know when I say I will do it. Adam Vision will give us applause. Fantastic. KP Dubs just gifted 5 subs to the community as well. Tekka 2001, Tar Heel 47, Apostle 55, Sierra Thrios, and Elvenstein. If you just got gifted a sub by either KP Dubs, Indult Retake, or Adam Vision, I'm not saying that you've gifted a sub to Squirting Grannies. That's really inappropriate, and you're ruining the decorum of the show by doing stuff
Except
like
for
that.
you just said it, so, you know, whatever.
You had to know just how disgusting it was. If I'm suffering through this, you can too. Cash22 gifted 22 subs to kick off his birthday and the stream. So if you got one by Cash22, wish him a happy birthday as well. Actually, fuck it. Even if you didn't wish him a happy birthday. Kate, I will not. I am trying to leave them alone. It is Adam that will not let them squirt in peace. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Don't clip it. I'm just quoting. I need context for this. It's very important because I'm just reading Kate's comment, which, how did we allow that, mods? How did that one get through? Oh, I know, KP Dubs, I know. Colleen, she cannot find out. She cannot. She's the wholesome. No. Colleen is the wholesome glue that keeps us together and doesn't bring us down into this place. Kate, Adam. Ooh. Anyway, part 1. How did we find part 1? Because what Pierce Brown had to do essentially here is continue with the vibe of what made this first book successful, which was camaraderie, building alliances, strategy, conniving, survival, and then bring it into the real world. And the way that he's kind of done that is pick up where you left off with Red Rising in a bit of a, what do they call it? Prologue. So you kind of are reminded of what's happening, and then boom, time jump. 2 years. This time he's in the academy and he's a praetor. What is he? He's like the captain of the ship, basically. He's like running things there. And it's a lot like, where are you? Where are you, Ender's Game?
He's a Lancer, is what his title
He's
is.
a Lancer. A Lance, hello.
He's going to the academy to become a praetor.
He's at the... I love it when people correct me because it means that we get the right information. He's going to the academy to become a praetor. He's essentially doing these particular tasks very like Ender's Game, which is a book about a training academy for bright, brilliant kids. And every single time they are doing these schematics and moving the pieces on the board, it is literally playing out against a fight with the aliens. Spoiler. Oh, spoiler. I just ruined the book for anyone who hasn't read it. But it's a lot like Ender's Game. Yes. Oh, Tim, you'd really like Ender's Game too. You'd really like it, but I
was going to read it before the movie came out way back when and never got around to it. And then I heard the movie was garbage, so I just didn't bother.
Yeah, but Golden Compass's movie was shocking and the books are 5s across the board. So...
All right, on your recommend, I will look it up.
I hate the author, though. He's a bigot. He's a piece of shit.
Not a nice man.
Nobody's
He's not
perfect.
a good dude, but the story... Ender's Game is one of 2 books that I've read 3 books that I've read in one sitting. 7 books that I've read in one sitting. 10 books. Ender's Game is 1 book I read in one sitting. Fight Club was a book that I read in one sitting. The Harry Potter books are books that I pretty much read. The last one I read in one sitting and I finished at 3 a.m. Cried. I cried a lot. Hector Navarro would absolutely ridicule me about why I cried as well and try to make me cry. And that went on for years. Years.
Was it the house elf?
No. No.
It's just because Hector's mean. all.
No, he just knew the button to push. I have a copy of Ender's Game I've never read because Awesome Card was a complete tool at a signing. Yeah, spill that tea. Is he still alive? Spill the tea, KP. Yes, Lisa, that's exactly it. That's exactly.
Well, like, so he did 3 or 4 signings at a store I worked at, and some things he was great at. Like, a lot of authors would be like, I'm there from 7 to 9, and then I'm out of there. He would stay until every single customer in line got their book signed.
That's
he would
good.
Chat with people. He was good to his fans. Behind the scenes, he was a complete ass to us. And then during some Q&A stuff, he was so full of himself, absolutely beyond full of himself, about how great his books are and blah, blah, blah. And when he was talking, this was before the movies were out, and he was like, people are like, are they going to make a movie? He's like, oh, there's no actor good enough to play these characters. They're too good, blah, 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 blah. So, like, all of us were just rolling our eyes in the background.
Performative niceties. If you ain't nice to everyone, are you really nice at all? Lisa cracked the code and got a tear from me. How do you feel, Lisa?
I wasn't the first one who said it.
Did someone else in the chat? No, you said it in the chat.
Yeah, Kay Frito said it in the chat before I did.
Oh! Okay. Honk honk. Threw him under the bus too. Kay Frito, you made me cry. Points for you. Iron Coffee is over here in TikTok land. A big hello to you, Iron Coffee. Sammy Boy says, hey Maude, shout out. Oh no. How do you know that? Did we talk about it? It's a place in Brisbane where I used to go out at 18 because drinking was legal. How did you know I used to go there? I've clearly chatted with Sammy Boy somehow. Book and day ruined. Haha, shit dudes don't get a pass. Oh, talking about the story. There you go. Everyone's weighing in on this one. Lisa says, if I go down, you go down with me. I love it. Is it just me, or is reading this series making us all a little bit more ruthless, huh? The razors are out. The razors are whipping and slicing. I don't hate it. I said it in the voice chat before, both of you, so there. It's bringing out our inner golds. I mean, my hair's a lot blonder. You're not wrong, really. And I also love, I really want to shine a spotlight on this. Kate really wanted to be the person who made me cry. Kate wanted that more than anything, for it to be known that if anyone's making me cry, it's her. It's all I live for.
In regards to like book recommendations, like recommending a book to make you cry?
Oh no. So a bit of backstory. Tim shush. I know it's your happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I've got to stop talking about personal jokes and inner things, because book club has been going on, Seb corrected me, technically since December 2013. But from October 2016 and up until December of last year, I was the host, along with Hector and Rachel, of Nerdists Book Club. And we did all the Harry Potter books during our time and tenure there. And I confessed, like, when I read that last book, it got me. And the part, I can't say this without crying. I've never been able to, and I never will. So this is me being vulnerable, and people use it. And Kate's just arming. Oh, you can see my eyes are already getting a little too. The fact that when they go way later and Harry is talking to his son, Albus, and then you find out he's called his son Albus Severus after the 2 greatest wizards he knows, ruined me. And I said that on the show, and at any given chance, and at any given time, Hector would try to say Albus Severus, which would garner this response, and he's weaponized it. And it turns out that some of y'all, I nearly said y'all as an Australian, that felt wrong. Some of you all were there, and no. So Snake, that is has weaponized it. That is the backstory for that one. Tim, you may talk.
I was just gonna say, wasn't Kate trying to replace you with your mom like not too long ago?
Yes.
Where she was like, "No, it's my mom now."
Yeah.
I think
Literally.
Kate just wants to be you, Maude.
No, I think she wants to destroy me. And just like one cut at a time. Am I right, Kate?
I need to bring you down to my level.
He wants to usurp your throne like Augustus wants to usurp Octavia.
Kate is now.
I don't want the throne. I just
Kate is
want
the
us both in
Sevro. Kate is the Sevro of our community.
Yes, that's absolutely true. I was gonna say that I'm like a Ragnar, but no, I'm Sevro.
You are 100% Sevro without a doubt at all. Now, everyone else, you have to think about what your character you are, and it can't be Mustang because the position has been filled.
No. Did not the author of the book say you were like Antonia?
No.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I mean, I will settle for Victra. Like, that is the closest I will go to the Julie family or Julii family. That is it. But I had user says, what community? Nobody is here. Listen, Dick Squad, we're over on Twitch. That's what it is. We're really nice over there. You should come by. I don't think I nailed that. I don't think that was my best work. Go to maudsbookclub.com. It's so much more friendlier than me. Also, my name is Sarah. Maud's not here yet. Just don't look at the fact that every time I talk, Maude Garrett pops up in the corner. That's also a lie. Why do comments like that get under my skin? Maybe it's just like, you want to be a dick, I'll be a dick. But I don't think I'm Victra. All right, there it is. I'm Victra. I think it's...
These hands are rated E for everyone.
I feel like I'm trying to be a Mustang, but I'm a Victra. And that's okay. My real sister's name is Sarah. The fact that you used that name is hilarious. I could have chosen anything, Kate. I could have said any name. Not an accident. Not an accident. Hey, anyway, let's really talk about the book because we're already 47 minutes into this show. Aw, thank you. You were saying, Vaden, who you thought you were most like, I swear, in the Fable. Where did I see it? Who did you say you were resonating with?
I was resonating a lot with I think Sevro and other people, but I wouldn't say they're like me. I just like them a lot as a character, but I can't think of anyone who's really like me. I
can. I'm sure we all can, and we can say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Roque. Are you kidding?
Am I?
Yeah, you don't choose violence unless you're trying to throw someone under the bus, but I think that's the gold in you. I knew you would say that, Tim. Tim's claiming Darrow.
I'm sorry, it's just that's the character that I hit with.
Yeah, but you can't bash him anymore now, like you did in the last book.
When did I bash him in the last book?
Saying he's got main character syndrome when he's the main character.
I don't think I said that, but okay.
Like, we've got a clip. Tess, do we have...
To the theater.
I'm pretty sure we actually have a social clip going all around on our socials. Make sure you're following. Yeah. Stargirl says, I'm a howler. I will follow Kate to the ends of the earth. That's really sweet. There is a whole YouTube video about main character syndrome. There you go. And we've got the YouTube clicking link right there. Okay, so let's talk about what happens. It's Battlestar Galactica meets Ender's Game. That's where we pivoted off. We're learning about what it's like. We see Darrow in action. He's 2 years older. He's got a really good grasp on what's happening. And he's basically up against the Bologna fleet. They're trying to get through. They're basically taking out all the ships. It looks like it's a clear victory. All you got to do is take out this last ship. It's bait. They don't know it. Another one comes in, bulldozes them. Darrow's got this idea to suit up and charge and propel himself into that shuttle, which has never happened before, and it gets shut down. He did not win again. Now, you remember in Red Rising, he doesn't win the laurel, even though he technically won. This time, he got bested, and it's not a good feeling for him. My Bologna has a first name. It's Cassius. I don't know how to do that justice. Maybe KP Dubs, you can put it into the song for me.
King KP.
He's like, no. That's near the Jonas bit. Is that his name? Jonah? Ugh, brain. Never mind. Never watched
you're right.
Battles.
It's the Jonah Hill thing.
Hill. Thank you. Smith? No. As soon as I said it, I was like, that ain't it. Terry says, I've never watched Battlestar. Is The Expanse a good alternative? Yes, but it's a great show. More fleet, less small crew exploration, I guess. Battlestar is definitely like warship and then a Politico ship that's just trying to find new civilization. But there are like fighter pilots and Starbucks. The best character. K Frito says, can I be Fitchner? Yeah. If you want to be, go for it, Rage Knight. Do your thing. All right. So he loses everything that he does. It obviously reflects on Nero and the Augustus clan because that's who he's been adopted into as a Lancer. And then the Bolognas kind of figure out, they get tipped off by Plimmy. Oh, hate him. There's always a slimy dude who can't lift a weight to save his life. That's going to be the worm tongue, the, you know, like the poison whisperer. And in this instance, it's Plimmy. No, don't like him. Don't like him. K Frida says he's the worst. The Bolognas, all of them, like the cousins, the brothers, and Carnus all come in and kick the shit out of our dude. You can't take on that many. He tries. You really establish this blood feud that's happening. It's not just Cassius versus Darrow. It is Bologna versus Augustus. And they humiliate him. There is some obsession with how the belittling happens. This is what, the third time that this has happened?
Second time it's happened to a person. It's like the fifth time that it's happened because like it also happens to objects. There's a lot of things happening to like enemy standards and flags in the first book.
I wonder if it's just a going back to canine mentality. It's marking territory. That's what I will say about that. Avery, I'd want to be Roque, but to be honest, I'm probably Julian. R.I.P. Aw. That's a beautiful person to be, though. As I've said about myself in jest, you're just too good for this world. You're just too good. You're too good for these people. You're too good for the laws. You're too good. You're too good. Avery says, oh, to be honest, I might be that sassy blue captain. Orion in the house. Yes, Orion, right? That was Orion?
Yeah, Orion's the Aquari. Is
I love that we've got like our very own verbal Red Rising fandom right here. It's very helpful. Snake, your presence is fantastic. Everyone in the community is claiming who they're going to be in the crew. So yeah, that was a really, really funny moment. We'll get to that too. Ooh, we got an hour. Let's go. So basically now we have established the fact that it's house versus house. The stakes are really high. We learned that Darrow isn't perfect. Who said plot armor? Stargirl. We didn't even get through everyone else's thoughts on it all. Stargirl, is this the kind of plot armor you're talking about? What was the plot armor you were thinking of?
Oh, it's later.
Okay.
Like when he maybe shoots himself on a ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yep, fair. Hold on. I didn't get through everyone's thoughts. Kate, book good?
Book good.
Love it. Thierry, book good?
Yes. Very good.
Fantastic. Is it Nick? Nick, book good? Nick's not here. Nick's like, nope. Oh, Nick's back. Nick's like, yep.
Yes, yeah, book good.
Book good! Worth the wait. Avery, book good?
Yes, book good.
Jimmy, book good? That's a thumbs up. We love that. KP Dubs?
Yes, book good.
Great. Vaden, book good.
Yep, we're good.
Lisa, book good.
Yeah, not even a question. Book awesome.
There it is. Snake, book good.
Expands the world established in the first one, so I'd say book good.
Book good. Timbo.
Eh.
Yeah, right.
No, it's a good book. No, it's good. I love it. I broke the rules and read it at work when I was supposed to be working.
We don't say that on air. Okay.
Eh, nobody cares.
Tass.
Same.
Yeah,
I'm
book
an
good.
enabler. Okay, what are you liking about it, Tass?
Kind of just everything. I don't know. I haven't read it in like a week. I kind of hit the point of where we should be, but I really liked the moment with Servo and Sevro. I'm tired.
It's what I do every time.
And their little moment where he finds out and everything, that was really cute.
Dude, that was my favorite chapter. I don't think it's not biased because we're all kind of in the same page, but I don't believe it is too early to say that this is a 5-star book. Only halfway through, and I am absolutely loving it. I will say the pacing of this book was really gripping for me. Having listened to it and read it, I actually preferred reading it. The voice actor is actually fantastic. He's really grown on me. He does a really good job of differentiating between the characters. The pacing's there. The problem is he's choosing and deciding that pacing. When shit goes down, I am like speed reading from excitement. Like I am really hooked and flipping the pages and not stopping. And you can't get that with an audiobook. The pace is decided for you. And so I really, really appreciated the fact that those words were able to do that. 1.45 K Frito this time. 1.45. I dropped it 0.5 just to try and listen. Kay says I'm actually listening to it as well, but I'm listening it on 2.0 because that's the only way I can pay attention to audiobooks. Whoa, that's amazing. That's actually pretty cool. Nick says, I was also thinking it's going to be a 5 out of 5, and hopefully that doesn't change. Oh, okay. So am I the only one, Thierry says, that imagines the armor from Villeneuve's, Denis Villeneuve's Dune? That's actually a cool representation of it. I was picturing more a mech warrior. No, what was I picturing? Like a Warhammer kind of suit.
Oh yeah, fair. I always viewed the pulse armor as kind of in the vibe of like Spartan armor from Halo, and then like the star shells, I was like, that's just a miniaturized Gundam, basically.
Yeah. And that's why he doesn't die, Kate. That's why he's able to propel himself like a torpedo into the side of a moving starcraft through space.
He's basically wearing like a mech suit, like a silverback gorilla.
That part also unlocked a new fear for me of throwing up in a suit.
Oh, yeah. And he opens it. It's like, bleh. As someone that has hit a G-force and people have thrown up in that, I did not. But my neck almost snapped clean off my body. And then he puts the helmet back on. He has to. At least he didn't shit himself. Sevro did, likely. At least, I mean, it's just like, it's not even like a thing. It's biology. Like, biology states that you can't not shit yourself when you're going through that G-force. People throw on hazmat suits all the time. It could happen to you, Lisa. Way to make a fear reel there, Kate. Oh, the gold. Kate Sevro, also Antonia. Okay. And I was just saying. Sevronia is what I'll be calling it. Alrighty, then the next part is the Jackel. What are we thinking about how the character of the Jackel is going? Because, oh no, wait, there's a little bit before that. We find out that Darrow has basically been cut as a Lancer. Augustus doesn't want to deal with him. There's too much shit between you and the Bolognas. Trade's going up. This is smearing my name. I don't want it. You're not worth it. I'm going to sell you, basically. And he's like, I've just come from being a red where we had absolutely no sort of choice of our own pretty much. And now that I'm a gold, I'm literally a possession. And that's on a wake-up call. So Darrow's kind of had it all, and then, you know, it was so easy for him. He was able to crush book 1. It was so easy and effortless, and then everything's going to plan, and now there's a spanner in the works, or a wrench if you're not me, and wrong. But that's what we're left with, and so now he's trying to figure out other ways to save himself. Did that just go up a little bit? Yeah, don't do that. He's trying to pull favor and see where his allies land. Roque, who has a lot of money because mum's a senate, she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. Vitra's a new introduction that we're learning about. Antonia's half-sister, who's in love with Darrow. That's an interesting alliance because we are automatically, as a Julii, putting her into a very nasty house. And so there's a lot of bias that's going on with her. We haven't heard from Sevro. He's just obsessed with sending over unicorn porn over the web. And we haven't heard from Mustang. She's been sent to a different sort of moon or planet. And so she's out of the picture also. So he's trying to figure this out. The new characters we learn about, apart from Victra and we've got more of an understanding of who Tactus is. Tactus, who left and abandoned Darrow on the ship and took a emergency, what is that?
Shuttle?
Yep. What CP and R2 in A New Hope.
Escape pod.
Thank you. That's the one I was looking for. Escape pod without his bloody leader. And Darrow's just like, that heartless asshole. Like, I've sent him a violin. I learned what he was interested in. I'm trying to win him over, and I cannot get this guy to sort of like me. And that was absolute betrayal. But Tactus is also a Lancer as well for this group. Leto is one that we're learning about, who is currently Augustus's Nero's right-hand man. So you've got Pliny, who's the mouth, and then you've got Leto, who's sort of like the brawn. And that's these new additions. Orion is the best new addition, and Ragnar is a close second. We are getting some really cool characters.
There's also Theodora, his like valet.
Yes, and really important to bring her up because Theodora is a pink who has become his advisor, and when needing to get into an escape pod, has to choose who will be in there. Only, 4 people were allowed, and Theodora automatically had a spot because he decided it. Darrow decided it, and there is an uproar because in the chain, the pecking order, grays, obsidians are above pinks, and that's where you kind of see this hierarchy in full effect. And the fact that hundreds of people died, 873 or something like that, people died. So we're learning more about this. We're wondering what ace Darrow has up his sleeve. Alec on TikTok says the entire series is incredible, to be honest. We love hearing that. We learn about the Jackel. So the Jackel has really repositioned himself. Leto is the second in charge. The Jackel's trying to under the radar fly and build somewhat of an empire, and his answer is in media. He has bought 30% pretty much of media and will use that slice with I think it was 20% and then 10% was a anonymous backer. Oh yes, good point, Kate. Kate says, I love that she's not only a pink, but she's an older pink and would normally be useless, but she's always proving her worth. And the fact that Darrow has trusted her immediately solidifies that as well. And I wonder if Darrow knows that like constantly prioritizing lower colors is going to start becoming obvious because it's very anti-gold. Anyway, the Jackel's putting pieces on the board big time, thinks that he can use manipulation with the media. He's going for that influencer position. I'm the Jackel. No. And he's doing what he can, but he doesn't want anyone to know about it. So he's basically trying to recruit Darrow as the face of whatever this movement's going to be to keep the Jackel's hands clean. Over the course of the book and last book, Jackel is a very interesting character. We don't really know where his loyalties lie. He will do anything, quite literally eat students to survive. He will cut off his own hand to get away, which he never replaced. What are our thoughts on the Jackel? What do you think he's up to? What's his gameplay here? Why has he lost favor from his father? And what do you think he's trying to do? Kate, you said, I love it and I love him. What do you love about... Oh, go Vaden, actually. Oh, Kate. No, Kate, go first. Vaden, you next.
I just love how duplicitous he is. This is a character that you've never been able to trust ever, ever, ever. No, and Darrow knows that too, but it's still like... there's real worth in what the Jackel is offering him. So it's like, okay, I have to, play with this guy to dismantle society. And it's just, he's going to do something like to stab everyone in the back. He's such a good villain that it's just like, someone said in the chat that they expect him to be like the end, like the big bad end game. And I think he probably will be too. That's just, that he's playing like 5 different games. Yeah. I always picture him kind of like, the Game of Thrones episode Winds of Winter when Cersei blows up the Sept and she's just watching everyone burn with like a glass of wine in her hand. That's how I picture the Jackel.
Yeah. Sociopathic for sure, to the nth degree. But as long as you're sitting on the throne, what does it matter? Piastri says, I love the Jackel. I named my car after him. I love that. Toaster Poster says, some men just want to watch the world burn. Jackel is basically Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, says Jimmy. I like that you said that because the golds are all about physicality as well as, extreme strategizers. And I think it's really interesting that Darrow's big, Cassius is big, Carnus is huge, the Telemanuses are massive. And it's, Sevro, who's small, weedy, and he's got his pack that are tiny. They're just shy of 2 meters tall. Now, for those that don't know the split, centimeters to feet. Let's try that. Now, 200 centimeters is 2 meters. 6'5", if you round it up, it's like 6'6".
I'm going to say it's a little over 6.5-ish.
6.5-ish feet is massive, and they are runts.
Sevro's like the runt of runts because he's 5'9".
Is he 5'9"? Is Sevro 5'9"?
Yeah, I believe in an interview with Pierce Brown, the author confirmed canonically he's like 5'9".
Yeah, but he put 6 foot on his dating profile.
They all do, Tim. They all do. And I know that.
I'm actually 6'1". That's not a lie.
Oh, I'm 5'11", so all those 6-feeters think that they can get away with it, and then I stand up, and they're like, ha ha ha. Firefighter 911343, thank you so much for following. Sorry, it was 10 minutes ago. We were on a roll talking about the Jackel from this book. So yeah, the fact that like Sevro's tiny. I thought he was a bit taller than that. I swear it said in this book that the only one that was taller than 2 meters was Quinn because she had the legs. Anyway, Sevro's tiny. He's a runt. He always gets picked on. But the Jackel,
even though that is still slightly above average for a man, it's not tiny.
He's
teeny tiny for a gold, because by gold standards, it's like if you're not 6'6", you're.
I know, it's just really funny that it's like he's tiny, but 5'9" is like a normal height.
For who, Kate?
That's average male height is 5'9".
Average male height.
Well, as someone who's very tall, 5'9" is short. I am a gold, aren't I? You are less than... No, not at all. Yes, 5'8" is the average height of a man. 5'6" is the average height of a man in LA. And you're right. But we're talking about the Jackel. The Jackel is weedy. The Jackel is slight. The Jackel is like has dull sort of blonde hair. You put the Jackel next to Cassius, Darrow, the Jackel's got nothing on them. He's incredibly unassuming. His reputation during Red Rising, that he ate students, that he was brutalizing people, that, everyone's revealing their heights. You're all so small. You're so small. No, Vaden, I reckon you're 5'11".
I mean, I sit next to you. I think you're a tiny bit taller than me, so.
Yeah, then 5'11".
Also, the Jackel.
What about the Jackel? He's 5'11".
Oh no, I was gonna talk about him.
Yeah. You were.
So just yeah, like Toaster Poster said, and other mention, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the big bad. Like he's so opportunistic. Like he looks for any chance he gets to betray people, to do what he needs to do. Like that scene where they were busy fighting with when Bologna's and Nero's people, the Gustus's were fighting in that ballroom.
Yeah.
And he kind of swooped in, stabbed Alito, and killed him because he was the heir. So
no, I think he paralyzed him. I think he shot a needle that paralyzed him because he was mid-swing and he froze.
Oh, he didn't kill him? Okay, I thought he finished him.
It was like a poison dart.
His stylist was like a...
So the poison that he shot was the one that killed. I thought he paralyzed him, which would made it easy for Karnas to behead him.
No, yeah, that's what happened. He had, like,
Karnas beheaded him.
His stylist basically had like a hidden syringe full of a paralytic compound in it. He jammed him in the thigh, and then Karnas comes in like about to get murked by Leto, and then is like, "Oh, he's frozen. Let me take his head off."
Yeah.
And it sucked because like Leto seemed like a nice kind of guy, and also I'm a sucker for the aesthetic of a rainbow sword. Like I just think that's cool as hell.
I know. Leto was our rainbow king.
I was like, no.
Yeah, I know. And we didn't really get to know Leto enough, except that Augustus really kind of leaned on him a lot for advice, for control. But it frees up a space. And now Plymy's the only one who's sort of like in the way. So the Jackal's very much positioning himself to be the next in line. That's true, Kate. That's actually true. I think it's quite interesting later on in the book when Fitchner is trying to talk to someone, and he's like, all right, who of the representatives from the Augustus, what do you call them? Group? Sect? Who will represent? And how does it go? Doesn't the Jackal's like, well, I am the next heir in line, so it'll be me. No, you look like a creep. Next.
Yeah.
And he just gets so dismissed for how he looks.
The best part is, he says, he's like, no, pass. He asks him, no, you're creepy, pass. And then he punches him in the face.
And this is the thing, like Jackal's reputation far precedes who he is. It's kind of like when women or mothers are actually the ones running mafia, like those mafia kind of groups where it's like the matrons, and I would say like the Bologna matron has a lot of sway because she starts some shit in that ballroom. She commands her people to go when her husband was like, no one interrupt. The law is law. And so that shit goes down. But yeah, it's really interesting with Jackel in a society where size matters, skill matters, swordsmith matters. He just doesn't have it. And so we always see if you don't have that, then you have to be really, really good at staying alive, and you have to start being a puppet master. And he sees Darrow as the perfect expendable because he's not technically an Augustus, and his father has already denied him. He's the perfect expendable person to team up with and control. Darrow's in a position where he's on the out and so needs Jackel. Jackel needs Darrow. It is a partnership worth waiting for. But at the end of our reading portion, Mustang says, do not trust my brother. And Darrow's trying to say why he really shouldn't lean so heavily on Mustang, how he's got feelings there, even though he thought that she was a distraction. It turns out she's the reason and the cause and the soul of why this revolt needs to happen. So we've planted this seed that the Jackel will betray. We don't know how or why yet, but he's definitely doing something. The Jackel has suspicions about the Son of Ares. The Son of Ares are trying to take the Jackel out. And this is where we're reintroduced back into Son of Ares, who we know. Harmony has taken control, says Dancer is dead. Evie is now basically a kamikaze and doesn't even know it. She's setting bombs off. Mickey is held against his will, the carver. So how the turntables with that, because Mickey originally owned Evie. And so we're learning about sort of the update. We haven't heard from Sons of Ares in a very long time, and now we're back into the whole point and purpose of the book, to infiltrate the golds and to bring them down from within. Harmony's take, however, a little different. Harmony is saying it's not about rebirth. It's not about sort of justice. It's not about crumbling the society so we can rebuild. It is about blood. It is about war. It is about hurting them. It's about taking out anyone who stands in the way. In fact, in front of Evie, she says, I only trust reds. And Evie's like, but I'm loyal. She's like, yes, sweetie. Yeah, you're good. Blow up another building. So we're seeing sort of the influence that Harmony now has, and what the messaging is. And Harmony's really, really pushing home, because Darrow's starting to hold on to his values and how he thinks that this should happen. Don't kill the Jackel. I need him. My mission's more important. I'm in this. You take out the Jackel, I'm done. And she's like, we're taking out not just the Jackel, we're taking out everyone, baby. In fact, you're going to do it. We're going to put a bomb on you. You are going to explode that whole ball where all the best of the most elite are going to be there. And how does she twist that knife? Yes, KP Dubs, he does still have that bomb. I thought about that as well. I'm like, there's a line where he's like, oh, I forgot about the Pegasus around my neck. It's just a radium bomb. And I'm like, we all freaking did. We all forgot you still have this bomb the entire time. We ain't gonna see the end of this one. This is happening. But Harmony decides to play Darrow footage. He never heard what Io said to her sister Dio. Io and Dio. According to how it was said in the audiobook. So he's able to zoom in. He's able to listen. He's able to hear Io ask Dio to put away the crib in the bedroom because it would destroy Darrow if he knew. And that is that she is with child. So she has sacrificed herself. She's become this symbol of rebellion. She's put everything into action at the cost of the fact that it was her, she was with child. Catch22 says, it's interesting that Ares spent so much time and effort to create Darrow, and Harmony is so willing to just throw him away. Why does that happen? It's usually because she cannot control him anymore. If someone will not serve you, they serve no purpose for you, they are expendable. So she's just trying to get rid of that so that she can lead with claws out, basically. Hello, Disco Cobra. Great to see ya. Oh, yeah, I should. I have a capture card. I should play the new Zelda here. Slackjaw Maude.
May I make an assessment?
Yeah.
I find it extremely interesting how Harmony has basically taken her sub-faction of the Sons of Ares and has almost made the inversion of the society, where the society is built on the hierarchy of gold supremacy. Harmony is now the inversion of that, fighting solely for red, saying, damn every other color and caste. This is about red supremacy and vengeance and blood and burning the entire thing down to ash.
Yes, you are correct. She's becoming the thing that she hates. She's never been up the top, so she wants to flip it, but with exactly the same integrity behind it, which is very little. Disco Cobra has gifted some subs. 10 of you lucky SOBs have just gotten a sub. If you get one, make sure you thank Disco Cobra in the chat. Twitch 365 got one. Random. Mapash de Astora, The Gambler, Chris Doll, Pengdua, Micropolis Games, Fransola, El Matajuses, and Quappy. Yes, KP Dubs is verifying. I am not calling you sons of bitches. I am calling you supporter of books. We're all sobbing up in here. Sob City. Cash22 says, if Harmony wins, she would be the exact same as the Sovereign. I actually think worse. The Sovereign at least has patience. Harmony is a loaded bazooka at this stage. But really good observation with that. Yeah, Harmony lying as well. Harmony lying about Dancer? Maybe she truly thinks that that's the case. Maybe she's lying. Maybe she's taking away all hope from Darrow so she can set him on the path of destruction, which is what she wants from him. But it was really interesting seeing that again and to realign because he was getting a bit lost. It's been 2 years. He doesn't really have like any support system with this at all. He's flying blind. He's starting to question himself. Harmony is like the leader of District 13. Jimmy says maybe Harmony doesn't know. K. Fruto says who isn't lying in this book? Seal of Solomon says, Indult Retake, thank you for the gift sub. Black Belt says that's another parallel to Hunger Games with Harmony being like Coin, the leader of District 13. At least Darrow is realizing that sooner than Katniss did. Well, compared. Yes. Disco Cobra says, what are these books about? Are they like sci-fi action fantasy? This is a really fantastic sort of sci-fi-esque type political war book series about Darrow. In the Red Rising series, there is a colored class system. So way up the top, you got the golds, and then it's the silver, and then it's the bronze, and then there's copper in there, or is that just a slur?
I think it's just a slur.
Got it. Oh, hold on, that didn't work.
The lawyers and bureaucrats. Bronzy is like a slur for the like non what's the word I'm looking for? Like the non-prime gold.
Yeah.
So like, well, iron gold is like the best of the best. Like the purest scarred aspire to be iron gold.
Yeah.
Whereas bronzies is basically like a derogatory term. Like, oh, you're like basically just like low rent. You're of poor stock, of inferior breeding, basically, because it's a fascist autocracy.
Yes, well said. K. Frito said it goes gold, silver, copper, blue, white, orange, green, violet, yellow, grey, brown, pink, obsidian, red. No, I think it's obsidian grey. The obsidian and grey are back to front, if I'm not mistaken. I always, as a violet in real life, I guess I'm not as good as... Oh, wait, orange is down lower. White is your priests, religion, upholding. Blues are your technicians, your captains that literally plug in to beep, boop, boop. Greens are... What are greens again?
Like in the tech-oriented, I believe, right?
Computer sciences.
Digital hackers and stuff.
Copper's accountants and lawyers, aren't they? What do silvers do?
Yeah. Silvers are the capitalists. They're the business owners, the
CEOs.
The entrepreneurial class, basically.
Yeah, violet's too low. I want to talk to Pierce about that, just because when you look at status on Earth, Tim, I've got 2 hands up. When you look at status on Earth, it's like the most powerful people are your CEOs, politicians, businessmen, and celebrity. And here, like, celebrity just doesn't. Violets, they don't really care. And it's like,
not really always, though.
What do you mean?
Celebrity is powerful to like face value, but if you look at like the most powerful people in the world, they do it silently. So yes, there's power in celebrity, but I feel it's like true power uses celebrity power as a distraction for what they're actually doing.
Oh, double fuck. Yeah, that hurts. Okay, you're not wrong. Yeah, Kate with that punch. All right, so we're kind of talking about Darrow going, oh my gosh, I was a dad. I had my dreams taken away from me. I didn't even know. I am rage fueled. I am so mad. I'm going to kill them all. I will be human bomb. And it's this gala, the big ball that's coming up. And at this ball, by the end of the night, Darrow will be auctioned off. And he's dead set going in thinking, I'm going to kill everyone. So what does he do? Hey, Roque. Oh, you're really cool. You're a good guy. You're a nice one. You wouldn't hurt anyone. Beep. I'm going to put you out. And he sedates him. And Roque obviously sees, what a gunk. And so he's like going to wake up and be like, why did he make sure I didn't go to the ball? So that's what we call a loose thread. And Darrow even says that. He's like, when I blow up this thing, he's going to put 2 and 2 together, and I hope he doesn't out me. So he's playing a little bit recklessly because he's got a heart. At the ball, oh, what an amazing, it's very Fifth Element with the artifact in the diva, but it's just a really, really cool scene that I can picture so well. He goes in there. He doesn't want to be there. He's shirking off, a lot of people. The fucks have gone at this stage because he's going to blow everyone up. Carnus says something. We get a side of Carnus, the alcoholic, as he's like chugging his 9th wine, who kind of lets it slip that around the 6th course, Darrow might not be there. And Darrow's kind of like, what did you say? Oh, okay. Let's put that away in the back of the mind. He's still going to blow it up. He plants the bomb underneath the Carnus being a drunk blockhead, says Kate. Yep, but saved Darrow's life with that information. Yeah, puts the bomb into place, thinks it's going to happen. And then he sees Mustang on Cassius's arm. How did we all feel? Because reading it back the second time, the amount of times that people tried to tell him and it was cut off, or he's like, well, we're not talking about that, and it was heavily alluded to in all these ways. Did you see that coming? So many times, says K. Frito. Who wants to chat about the fact that the knife in the absolute gut was Cassius and Mustang together? Did that phase anyone? Robin, you've unmuted. Have you got thoughts?
Well, she went to Luna to play the political game, and I feel like part of the political game is making allies, and that's how she's gonna use that.
Tim, didn't like it? Why not?
That moment in the book was a little bit triggering for personal reasons.
She never deserved you.
It pissed me off a lot.
She never deserved you, Tim. Happy birthday. That's awful. That's the thing. It's the stuff made of nightmares, isn't it? Like, that is the ultimate betrayal. What they had in that last book, she brought him back to life. They really trust each other. She betrayed her family. She presented her brother, the Jackel, to Darrow, basically disowning the family name to this guy who's no one's ever heard of. That kind of put different wheels in motion. And I think he also didn't know that Mustang would be there, and the fact that she was there, I don't think he wanted to set off that big bad bomb. So he goes into a very sharp right turn of a plan B. And this new plan is to challenge Cassius in a very brash and egomaniacal way. He is using and abusing the system of pride, honor, the slandering of a name. What? KP Deb says, I got the impression he was completely aware they were together, but it's one thing to hear about it and another to see it personally up close. K. Frida says, Mustang played her own game. Toast Post says, I didn't see it coming, but I trusted Mustang. I knew she had a plan. Peastry says, Mustang was playing a much more dangerous game than I think she realized with that one. Kate says, I don't know. I knew that Mustang was using him. It was just way too out of character for Mustang to suddenly fuck Cassius. And it is a well-used trope. to have the rope-a-dope. I've never heard of rope-a-dope before. That's fantastic. I like Cassius. Is that bad?
He's not the worst.
I'm
No,
a
he's not the
Cassius
worst.
sympathist. It's because he's got a cleft chin. I'm a sucker for those.
Maude liking the butt chins.
I love butt chins. I like butt chins, and I cannot lie. But you know, he's just not a bad guy. He's someone who found out his brother was murdered by someone that he trusted. Like, and I think there's a really beautiful line. I mean, I have so many tabs, and it's one of these. What chapter was the ball?
It was a few of them, but is it in part 2 or part 1? Because there's
part 1.
The chapter at the gala.
I think I know what you mean. It's the one where he says Cassius is not really a bad guy, but he's Darrow's bad guy.
He's my bad guy. Yeah, he wouldn't do this. Like, he wouldn't be a bad guy if I wasn't here pushing his buttons, killing his brother, provoking him. And so that's the thing. And I actually really love that as a nemesis kind of trope, where it's like neither party are bad, but there's just a stacked on number of things that have just created this, well, you crossed a line and now honor says that we can't ever be friends, and I must kill you. Like, how do you come back from finding out that this friend of yours has killed the brother and didn't tell you up front? How do you go back from, you know, saying, well, I duel you, and then slicing his stomach open and cutting it so that he can't really heal very well? Squishy But Magical, who was also, I think, on TikTok, says, hey, Maude, off topic, do you still voice act for Rick and Morty? I never did. But if you thought that, I want to be that hero in your eyes. K. Frito says, you are Mustang confirmed. Because I would be with my crush's enemy for the greater good, Lisa.
Well, I mean, by that point, they had broken up.
Sorry, go Snake.
By that point, they had basically like separated, because when Darrow had made the decision to apply for the academy on behalf of Augustus, she was like, don't become a warlord, please. Like, we built something in the Institute. And she basically saw it as a betrayal of the values that they had kind of espoused as the team that they were. But with him going off to the Institute,
she had to do her academy. Own thing. Yeah.
So, and she's basically like, I have to protect my family, even if that means I have to be with my ex-boyfriend's evil ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. And I have to earn trust. And the way, I mean, it's way in part 2. It's chapter, I think, 23, 24, where we hear her say, I can manipulate people. You know, you're a very strong fighter, and I have my own artillery that I'm able to use. And Cassius was so easy. He was a wounded boy, and all I had to be was someone to listen to him and tell him it was all going to be okay. You know, look him in the eyes, and I was in. And then she's like, and when he looked at me, I felt like I was drowning. I felt so alone, and I felt like, this is what I've had to sacrifice in order to keep my family alive. So to kind of hear all of her thought process and what she was feeling in these 2 years, and compared, because we've only really lived through Darrow's view of it all, was very interesting. And it does solidify the fact that Mustang is brilliant. And she's playing a long game, and she's playing a dangerous game. Like, she's in with the Sovereign. She's in with the Bellonas. Like, this is huge. And it's at the cost of Darrow. And her, like, that little verbal spar that they had. Oh my gosh, that was so hard for me. I'm like, you're both good people. You both love each other. And you're just like, I don't even recognize you. Well, I don't recognize you. And you're just like, shut up. But now you understand it. Because Darrow is here going, you've fallen in love with the lie. Even though you're saying that there is beauty in this, and you want people to fight for what they love. You want love to conquer all, and you love me. And even though I am literally the epitome of what you're wanting, I have lied to you from day one. And that is why I need to push you away, because actually, I don't really know why. I don't know why he doesn't side with Mustang to the end and why he's choosing Jackel when Mustang's literally there saying, choose me. Pick me.
It's because of
Because he knows the lie will kill her. Like,
Um,
mentally.
What do you think, Vaden?
I think it's more that like Jackal's advantage is that he has control of communications, aka in this case, propaganda. He needs that. That's why he says he needs Jackal, which I think is not going to be. I think that's why he's doing so much to work with Jackal and saving him and everything, because that propaganda network is going to need that to essentially
Start
foment
the
Civil War. Yeah,
and the Jackal's on it already, and that was so interesting. Where he used the footage, clicked down when he was supposed to set off the bomb, but did it when talking to the Sovereign. So he has her lying about giving permission and planning to eradicate the Augustus family at the dinner. She's caught in that lie, and Mustang's a witness and Darrow's a witness. And then everything that happens after that, you know, the fact that Aja has brutally smashed Quinn's head in, basically, who seized and ended up dying. Poor Roque. That's two now. First Leah and now Quinn. Roque's, this is his villain.
Poor Sevro.
This is his villain origin story for Roque. I reckon Roque's going to do some fucked up shit now that his heart has been eviscerated. And Sevro, he's like, she never loved me the way that I wanted. Oh, but she was nice to me. And that's what he's kind of understanding. There's that moment where Sevro's like, it doesn't matter if you're good. It doesn't matter if you're bad. It doesn't matter about anything. Anyone's on the chopping block. She shouldn't have died. She didn't deserve it. But that's irrelevant. So let's fucking burn it to the ground. Paraphrasing.
Yeah, I'm hoping Roque will because they said before that he's worried that Darrow's worried that he might not fully be on board with even though he's a friend to Darrow and he could be trustworthy in general.
I reckon he's piecing a few things together. He wanted me out of that. Something's going on. I don't trust him. He's behind everything bad. Avery, that's a really good point. What do you think Rogue's future could hold?
With the way things seem to be going and the way that Roque keeps kind of getting thrown aside, I think that he is going to go the path of Cassius. I think that he's going to completely turn against Darrow, maybe completely betray him at some point. He might even join Cassius because the three of them are all friends at the Institute. So it's entirely possible that Roque could maybe decide that both Leah and Quinn were Darrow's fault, figure out that Darrow's lying to him, all of that, and kind of decide to turn against him completely and betray him.
Ooh, that'll be a sad day, actually. That'd suck. We know who's never going to turn against. Well, never say never, but Sevro now knows Darrow's deep, dark secret. This was such an important part in the book. Darrow has been holding the weight of this, this immeasurable, heavy weight that he's working for Sons of Ares. And he is a red who has been carved to be a gold. And it was Dancer, who's not dead, Harmony, fuck yourself, who's recruited Sevro, knowing and can see Sevro's loyalty, unwavering loyalty. And Sevro's got a little chip on his shoulder. Thank you, Gamer, for the follow. Sevro's got a little chip on his shoulder because, he hates his dad. And even... the big thing I want to say about that, I'll hold that thought. But Sevro is basically like, I'm a bastard's bastard. I don't follow anyone. Mustang brought me back here, so I follow her, not you, Nero. I don't give two rat's asses about you. But more than anything, I am Darrow's man. I am completely and unwavering loyal to Darrow. And it's because Darrow was the first person who saw Sevro for who he could be. Gave him a chance. They teamed up, gave him purpose. But at the end of the day, and Sevro was really kind of heartfelt about this, he goes, you just don't fully trust me. And I can tell, and I know, and I am laying everything down for you. And you can't even tell me who sent me, because you have to reveal the big trust, and thank God Darrow was able to finally do it. It was like 1 chance, no, 2 chance, no, I will leave you. Okay, good, we did it. But it's really interesting to now have Sevro as an ally, as someone who knows his truth and has accepted him as a red, calls them golds, and is 100% backing the end goal of a civil war. So that moment was fantastic. I know in the Fable, everyone was like, yay, Sevro's back. Yay, Sevro knows. What is the importance, do you think, of Sevro as this character? Why is it so important for Darrow? What is their relationship like as we unfold relationships? Who wants to go?
May I?
Yeah.
For having read the whole series, I have like additional knowledge, but I'll keep it to everything relevant to just the point in the book that we read to.
Thank you.
Sevro has lived his entire life as the bottom, at the very bottom of the top rung of the ladder. Darrow has lived his entire life at the very top of the bottom rung of the ladder. So they have that they're kind of narrative foils to each other in a way that is similar yet different to the way that Darrow and Cassius are also narrative foils. And their brotherhood and camaraderie is kind of the core platonic emotional, like the core of the platonic emotional journey of Darrow. And where Mustang represents like the core romantic emotional potential for him, but them both essentially having the upbringing that they've had and being individually radicalized to join the Sons of Ares, and their mirror journey kind of just is an extremely strong tie that the two of them hold between each other.
Sevro wasn't supposed to make it. Sevro was teamed up against the Alpha, knowing that he couldn't take him. And Sevro played dirty and lived. Sevro is the epitome of survive. And so he doesn't respect the system. He doesn't respect the cast. He doesn't respect his father. He doesn't respect the players in the game. And he's probably, because of that, the best ally to have. And he's, the fact that he said the people that were nicest to me were all below me. So what does that say? My peers aren't. Why am I protecting the people that treat me so badly? Which is why he's so loyal to Darrow, because Darrow saw him, respected him, gave him his own little group, the Howlers. These are your people, like, you are a part of this. And that unwavering loyalty, Darrow does keep challenging. And the point I was going to bring up earlier is that almost with every single character, we have that character through Darrow's lens, since this is first person, Darrow's narration. And we are also given contradictory information. And I could say this about every single person, starting with Sevro. Sevro keeps saying, I'm loyal to you. You're my man. It's always you. But there was a point earlier when Fitchner became the Rage Knight that Darrow assumes, he's like, you know what? Sevro had the footage. Sevro had the audio of me saying bloody damn. Sevro's obviously giving it to his father. And so it casts this doubt that no one person is sort of like on his side. Mustang, ride or die. I chose you over my brother. And then all of a sudden shows up on Cassius's arm. Did we know enough about that yet? No, it casts enough doubt that there's not enough, there's not 100% guaranteed loyalty. Jackel, you're on my side. I've got this. I can use you. We can help each other. And everything else is saying, no, bullshit. That's not true at all. Roque, there's even little things there. There's every single character has how Darrow sees them, and then another piece of information that makes you question them. And I kind of think that is brilliant writing, that there is depth and layers to every single person. It is a full spectrum of, can you trust them? Can you not? Tactus, great example. He abandoned him in the escape pod. He saves his life at the ball, takes a not an arrow to the knee, Maude, takes a sword to the shoulder, pulls him out of harm's way. He's with him, through that whole escapade as like a right-hand man that is there for Darrow. Immediately betrays them with the Sovereign's grandson, takes them away. So that is like I think the most obvious wavering loyalty, never knowing where they are. That one wasn't a surprise though. Tactus doing that, you're like, shit, yeah, that makes sense. He didn't take the violin. Tactus is a bit of an asshole. But everyone has a degree of it. Victress, great example again. She's supposedly not kind. She's very brash. She now says, I wear a mask. I was taught by my mother to wear this mask, and that's how I survive. But I am a good person. I've ostracized my family. My family were betrayers. They were in the Bologna's pocket. They betrayed you. I stand loyal. Does she? We don't know. There's enough of both sides for you to never truly know. Even though they got their smooch on and Mustang was in the other room. What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? I want to go back to Mustang and Darrow. There were a few comments earlier about their relationship. Mebus22273 says Mustang by far is the most interesting character in this book. Toaster Poster quoting an amazing moment. Just because I paused doesn't mean it's okay for you to talk. Women, everyone, add that to your vocabulary. Just because I paused. Especially in LA. People are like, wait, yeah, and that reminds me of me and my thing. You're just like, shut up. KP Dubs, you reckon Sadie Green and Sam Mesa come to mind with Darrow and Mustang? Is it because they always have each other's backs, even if it's like a bad day or year?
That and a little bit of like, they kind of love each other but never ever actually get together kind of thing.
Yeah. There's like a few times where Darrow's like, I can't do that. I can't do that yet. I won't. Avery says I cheered when Mustang said that about the just because that pause doesn't mean you get to talk. I had more of them. I wonder if the Jackel would turn Roque and use him as a sleeper agent, says Kate. Oh my gosh, you've got some... That's interesting. Woo. And then Kate, you made another really good point. Mustang talks about the beauty of sort of like never knowing about all the other people that tried to fight the system. It's been eradicated from history, but it keeps happening. So humans are built to like make love persevere at whatever cost. Talking about the fact that it was a gold and an obsidian, I believe, fell in love, and they went to a carver to alter the compatibility of procreation. That is the most science way I could say that. Ching. So that they could have children. Because at the moment, you're right, Darrow's dumplings are still red. I didn't know how to say that.
Well, are they though? Because like
he got the full treatment from Mickey.
Yeah, like everything down to his eyes has been.
You know what? They did have the test. You know how far you can jump. How to get into the first college, where it was like how recovery, like your muscles, how fast do they recover? How is everything? I don't necessarily know if there was like a test of that.
Well, considering it's the Board of Quality Control, I would imagine that they're extremely thorough. Like this is a highly sophisticated and extremely rigorous like society based upon the idea of like good breeding. Like they are the epitome of the like fascist ideal of genetic purity and like the Ubermensch. So
and I've been listening to Sapiens, the book by Yuval, what's his name? It's on my Goodreads. And it basically, it talks about how throughout the centuries, it was somehow decided that one particular look meant that they were superior. And then the Nazis just went, yeah, done. We're going to completely just create the ultimate specimen. And you're just like, that's wild. And I feel yuck.
Yeah.
About that. But this is exactly what this entire book's all about. They're all golds. They're all blonde haired. blue-eyed,
Yeah.
tall, which is the entire thesis of it all, which makes sense. Pierce has read the book. Pierce has read *Sapiens*.
Yeah, and also I believe the caste system is based on like Plato's aristocracy. The idea, like, it's the dividing lines of the different castes align with the like the whole concept of stratifying and having a specific path of like philosophers meant to guide and govern and shepherd.
Yep. I'm going to nod my head to that, I think. Avery said something that's caught my attention. Stradivarius is still the best instrument brand thousands of years in the future. What's that?
Stradivarius was a violin maker.
Oh, damn.
And so the violin that Darrow got for Tactus was a Stradivarius.
Thank you.
Because he's like, oh.
It's a very, very expensive violin maker.
I bet. Wait, wasn't it like a third of his savings he wiped out to get it? Something ridiculous.
Yeah. I just Google what Stradivarius violins go for now. They're
That's
like 5 figures.
Wow. Vaden commented earlier, going back to Darrow and Sevro's friendship. What I like so much about Sevro's friendship with Darrow is that it's the antithesis of the society the Golds have made. Even with genetic engineering to create a color-coded hierarchy, it proves that one's behavior is what is important and not their blood. Yeah, you're exactly right. Great comment. Sevro doesn't care about the norms of the Gold Society, says Nick. That's why he's okay to help Darrow after he finds out he's a red. Goofy nerd ass shit. Thanks, Kate. Stratus. Okay, so let's talk about Octavius. What a snafu she made. So she was going to eliminate, we'll let the Bolognas take out the Augustan clan at the 6th course. That doesn't happen because Darrow decides to instead take on Cassius to a duel. And he provokes him. He says some dumb shit to get Cassius riled up, and it works. Now, Cassius is the best. He's been promoted to Morning Knight. He is the Morning Knight. He's an Olympus Knight. And this is obviously because Octavia wants the Bolognas to take over and be sort of like the upper echelon and to run things. So the favoritism and bias is dripping at this stage. Cassius is a Nepo baby, says Kate. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's still nice though. But anyway, the duel happens. I felt for Mustang because she's like, I have to be seen with Cassius. My heart is with him, and one of them has to die. Are you kidding? She's like, please stop. But a bit of a curveball with this one happens. Not only, Cassius, who's the cravat master and he's the Morning Knight, we find out that Darrow Andromedus has been trained by Larco. What is it? Larco?
Lorne O. Arcos.
One more time?
Lorne O. Arcos.
Lorne O. Arcos, who hasn't had a student in a while, who was the one who trained Aja, who apparently hates her dad. That's some tea on the side. But it's a very, very, very different style. And it kind of means that, what is it? The willow? So instead of hacking at the leaves, you go to the sage attacks the roots. So you rip him out from the ground. And so he starts going for his legs. The willow way, Vaden says. That's it. Starts attacking his legs. It's a very different style. It's not predictable because Darrow's learnt how Cassius is going to fight and can counter it. And he's basically like finessed savagery. And it's very, very clear that Darrow is stronger to the point where swing chops his arm off. Arm's gone. What is this, Star Wars? But we're noticing that Lady Bologna is looking at the Sovereign being like, what are you doing? Stop this madness. And it happens. The Sovereign says, stop. The way that this duel started wasn't proper, so I will change the rules. It is not to the death, it's to whoever yields or dies. And that is exactly the piece that Darrow needs to cause the war. He's basically called out that Octavia is biased, that she's willing to bend rules to favor the Bologna family. And Darrow's just basically like, I've got her. And he's like, nope, your rules state. And they are very clear, ironclad rules. It is to the death. You cannot keep what's mine. And then an all-out brawl happens because Lady Bologna sets her family on to kill Darrow. She basically has got blood in her vision and she's like, go. Red, the horns are out. And yeah, shit goes down. And then from here, it's just chaos. And it is chaos for the next 10 chapters. And the pacing of this is just unstoppable. We don't find out that it all calms down. They have to run. There are a lot more Bolognas than there are at the August table. That's when Leto dies. That's when Tactus gets stabbed. Mustang's like, save my father. So we know her true allegiance while she's covering Cassius's body. That's a whole thing. We're seeing families slaughter each other. We're seeing houses use this as an opportunity to kill children because they're not seen as children. They're seen as future threats. So it's better to eradicate them now. Even Tactus is disgusted at seeing a 10-year-old boy get chopped down. If Tactus is sensitive about something, that must be so bad. And so they're trying to escape, but they get stopped by Fitchner, who's all of a sudden the Rage Knight. I read this today. Maybe you can tell because it's all just here ready to go. We're going to take you to the Sovereign. You're all under sort of like a house arrest kind of thing. We don't want to start shit. Do you resist? No, I do not. Cool. Darrow, you're coming in. Octavia does this weird fucking Dune game. And that is to fix the Oracle, which is like a scorpion centipede type creation the carver's made that can sense lies. If you lie, you get bitten. And apparently this pain is like the pain of 1,000 hells forever. Like you'd rather be dead. So the whole thing is to not lie. And they use this as a way to exchange all of the information. Her great value, Gom Jabbar, exactly. It is 100% Dune. Yes. Yes. I heard someone chat, maybe. Thoughts? Interrupt and interject if you've ever got thoughts on what I'm saying, because I'm just rolling on through. The sting does not kill, says KP Dubs. It simply tortures. And this is a game that she does. She's not going to beat him in an arm wrestle or a fight. She's got Aja to do all the hoo-hoo, snifty, sword work. But she uses truth as her weapon. And she's played the game 72 times. And she's, never really been beaten. See you, T-Bones. Lovely for you to pop by. And you have to answer any question. It's, it's not truth or dare. It's truth or skink. And back and forth. And here's, I don't know if you guys felt this, but like, this is an undercover agent that has to tell the truth. Truth or snare. Nice, KP Dubs. That's good. That's what we're now calling it. That is law. It is canon. Darrow almost gave himself away because it was part Pit Viper and he couldn't reference it. Exactly. Thank you, Avery, for that little nugget. So yeah, it's about not letting on about Sons of Ares too long. It's about not being caught out. It's about trying to get information out of Octavia, and it's about trying to get her to lie. What did you guys think of this 20 questions little scenario? Because it's like, where are your hidden bases? Here, and here. Where do they hide information? In this room, they're giving out all the secrets. Yes, Tim.
I thought it was really interesting because throughout all of Red Rising, we mentioned it several times. Darrow sucks at politics.
Yeah.
And then he's faced with Octavia, who arguably is the best politician in all of the Golds.
She's the sovereign.
And he outmaneuvers her.
He does, because he has what Karnas slipped. He's got information. And then
he finally figures out how to use it.
He does. K. Frito says Darrow studied for 2 years. It was a great way to reveal a ton of information, says Vaden. Yeah, it was. You recognize just how full on this is, and that you have to remember the Augustan group family is supposed to be working with the sovereign. They're supposed to be working together, and you recognize just how separated and closed off and deceptive this whole thing is. Toaster says, I wonder if this game was a trick. She was testing to see who Darrow really is. She randomly asks, who is Ares? And thankfully, Ares has never showed his face. And this is a great reason why, because that would be the end of Darrow instantly. We still don't really even know if the son of Ares is a dude or a woman. Like the pronoun used is he a lot, but it's an assumption usually. But yeah, Darrow makes sure that Mustang is in the room, saves it for last. Mustang is there and says, were you planning on, making sure that the Bologna took out the Augustin family on the 6th serving of the meal? And she says, the way that he writes it, that Pierce writes it, and she lies through her teeth. No. Skunk. Got her. And then, of course, Mustang gets to be like, well, the reason why I'm on your side is because it was built on trust. We were not supposed to lie. That was the one thing that we had. You've just lied. You've just lied about taking out my entire family. And then Octavia's like, yes, but darling, you must know your family has not been very great. And if we kill 50 people, it solves all of our conundrums and millions of people don't have to die. Lesser of two evils, my sweet. That's how I heard it in my head.
Been quite naughty.
What?
Your papa's been quite naughty. Now I have to kill him.
Yeah, exactly. But it means that Mustang, in a way, is set free. She uses her position being in there to steal her grandson, who she has confessed during this game of truth or snare that her biggest, greatest fear is that her grandson becomes like her father. But it's basically saying, like, this is going to be the heir. I've put everything into this one boy. And it's like, cool, we're going to steal him. Thank you for letting us know that. Is that true, Avery? Are you, is this fan casting or is this is fan casting?
Yeah, no, it's fan casting.
That's nice. I like that. Avery thinks Octavia should be played by Gillian Anderson. I dig that a lot. Oh, that's good. Vaden, if Jackel dies, Mustang is cool with it, but she really does love her dad. Yeah, she kind of confessed that. She's like, later on, this is the man who would pick flowers, poetry, wasn't the same after my mother died, all of these things. So she's very, very conflicted, Mustang, with her father. Not a good dude, has a good side. What do you do with that? Sigourney Weaver, says Catch-22. We need to mention that fan casting to Pierce. I like it. I reckon we should all get fan casting this week so we can weigh in next week about all these characters. Terry, you're up. Fan cast central. It would be crazy if Ares was the Jackel and he was playing both sides. Yeah, I mean, I think that could be a possibility, actually. No, Tim says no. Vaden's a bit meh. I say yes. Bring on the chaos.
I thought that when the Jackel and Darrow met in the Lost City or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that briefly, but then I reflected on it a little bit, and I don't think that he would willingly put himself like Ares.
Yeah, they tried to kill him.
Willingly put himself in the passage and all of that, right?
That's a good point.
Unless he knew he was going to survive it, which there's no way to know. I don't think he would go through that if he was Ares. I do think Ares is the gold, but I don't think it's the Jackel.
Harmony tried to kill. Yes, go.
Ares didn't know what Harmony was doing, though. So it could still technically be him.
Wow. Oh, I like that. That's fun. Okay.
Yeah, because with the Whisper Gem, it's basically been confirmed that Harmony has essentially gone rogue and taken the more bloodthirsty, radical, red supremacist elements of the Sons of Ares and essentially formed her own sub-faction and like breakaway team.
Yeah. So some of just while we tie up loose ends, we kind of covered the first half of this book extensively. Sevro knows the truth now. We know what's going on with Mustang and all of that. Where are we at, though? The second half of the book, they're on the run. Octavia's coming for them. They don't have the sun anymore. Tactus betrayed them. They're going to try and get back to Mars. They have a fleet. They've got Ragnar. We love Ragnar. literally like a human Viking that was given Norse mythology, and then everything else was taken from them. A couple of loose threads. We've got the bomb. You know, Darrow's got this Pegasus bomb ready to go. Ragnar is going to be a huge asset. We're going to see more of Theodora. Don't know. What else do you think is going to happen in the second half of this book, peeps?
Civil War.
No. Snake. I don't even want to... Snake. I don't even want to hear the right answer that's in this book. You know too much. You know too much. But yeah, Civil War. We've got the Jackel, who is basically putting out footage of Octavia admitting treason, admitting that the Bellonas were going to kill the Augustan fleet. Jackel also says, was it Jackel? That were like, 2 dudes in metal suits shot a cannon through space to take out the biggest ship in the fleet, the biggest impenetrable fleet with 20,000 people on board working on it. And then 2 people were able to take over those 20,000 people, kill all the golds, and fly to safety. He goes, that is the thing of heroes. I tell the world you did that, there's no one who won't follow you. Kay Frida says, we're on the way to Mars, right? Correct. No, Lisa, nothing from you. Thank you. You're exempt. Well done laying on your sword for that one. What are some other loose threads? I do think, Vaden says, I do think the Jackel will betray Darrow by the end of this book, and I think Darrow will be ready for it. It seems like the disruption is going to happen where there is civil war. It'll be Octavia and the Bellonas and all of their allies versus Augustus. Actually, Snake, can you talk me through Augustus's allies? It's the Telemanuses. It's the...
So he has Telemanuses. He has at least the subsection of House Julie that directly follows Victra. The subsection of House...
is it like a Nova
Bobby?
or...
The Norvos and the Cordova,
Yep.
the Cordovans, who are houses from the rim, so beyond Mars, out past the main belt,
Yep.
so around like Saturn and the Galilean moons and stuff. They
The
also
ship is
have
called Pax. The ship is called Pax. Oh.
and if I'm not mistaken, at the end of chapter 24, they are elements. They're planning on raiding the shipyards on the dark moon of Ganymede.
What's that? That's the last thing that they say. I didn't know what that was.
So Ganymede, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the moons of Saturn, and it is the primary military shipyard in the rim. So around, basically, of the
Jupiter apparently.
Oh, Jupiter. Okay, so
Team effort.
the rim.
Team effort.
Yeah. So that is where there are dockyards in the core, specifically around Venus. That's where sort of the core ships are manufactured, and then the rim ships are manufactured primarily in the dockyards of Ganymede. So they're essentially saying, like, Ganymede is closer to Mars than Venus is,
right?
And they have a massive stockpile of military materiel that we can get our hands on if we raid the dockyards. So their plan is basically to just amass a shitload of weapons and go full nuclear.
All signs point to civil war. Darrow already has a military strategy for the civil war, says Black Belt. We've got propaganda that's coming out. They're going to show the true colors of the sovereign, who's basically just become her father. So off with her head. The Bellona's a stronger family, but I mean, it's always about the underdog, isn't it? We forgot that Tactus ditched and took Lysander. No, I said it.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's a you problem, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Hold on, did everyone else hear that I brought up Tactus, how he was shady?
Sure.
Yeah. That there was there was a wavering trust factor, and Tactus's was like, he saved him, and then he betrayed him, and then he saved him, and then he betrayed him. But it's Tactus, so no one was surprised.
Tactus is a very damaged little boy.
Apparently his brothers are worse, so I have a feeling we're gonna...
No spoilers, but we meet his brothers later, and they are like one of them in
Atrocious.
specific. Yeah, one of them has the moniker the Vampire of Thessalonica,
What?
and then the other one is the Mad Minotaur. And the Mad
Minotaur.
Minotaur, Minotaur. He is the Mad Minotaur is probably my favorite antagonist, strictly because he falls into the category of, I believe TV Tropes refers to it as the Magnificent Bastard. He's just so grandiose and over the top and kind of insane in a way that is extremely like anger inducing but also endearing. So I'm just like, I love to hate this guy. I love to hate this guy.
So when you
He's
said no
fantastic.
spoilers, you meant I'm going to tell you all about something that we've never heard of.
Sorry.
I don't mind about spoilers.
In the broadest possible sense, just giving like sort of a vibe check on an upcoming character.
Well, what I really like what I am taking from this is that we've gone from Red Rising, which is just students at the academy, where it was like House Minerva, House Pluto, all that kind of stuff. And now we're going into the real world where it's like we're seeing fleshed out houses and houses we've never even heard of before, and what the government political system looks like in the flesh, instead of it just being sort of like the Praetors watching from their little floating island. Avery is exactly the same as me. Spoilers make me more excited, so I don't mind. I'm exactly the same with that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Each book essentially is like a leap ahead of the next, not in terms of necessarily raising the stakes, but in terms of expanding the cast and further defining and broadening the context of the world. And that's probably my favorite aspect of the series, is just the fact that there's always more to dig into. Like even in later books, like there's further digging into the early history of the society and who the big players were there.
This is gonna be so cool. Homework. Finish the book. Some of you already have. Yes, KP Dubs?
Right at the very beginning, when they're going through like the Starship simulation training or whatever, and 800 some people die.
Yeah.
So question, was that a simulation? Was it real?
No, it was real.
That many people died.
Yeah.
So the Golds have an economy where they don't mind if some of their biggest warships are destroyed in a game just to test people.
Yeah.
Well, they use like basically old decommissioned vessels. It's basically outdated military surplus.
You could use those materials for all kinds of resources and things. So I was confused at first. I'm like, wait, is this a simulation or is this real? And then when I realized all the people died, I'm like,
simulated munitions until they rammed a ship into each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like war games. Yeah. Imagine going to university to fight fake real battles, says Avery. So I didn't go.
You've obviously never taken calculus.
No, thank you. Nuh-uh. How exciting. Finish the book. Next week, we're going to talk about the second half of the book and everything that we have learned. The week after that, we'll have Pierce on board for a 1-hour Q&A. Members get to ask questions. If you want to become a member, head over to our patreon.com/Maude's Book Club. Snake, who's been a very valuable asset this whole show, is our latest Patreon backer and member. If you want to become a member, it means you get to join the show. We are all in like a little video group at the moment. Their names will pop up so you know who's talking. It's a really cool thing, especially if you love chatting books and themes and character developments and help select the upcoming books that we have, to check the schedule, all that fun stuff. In fact, when we do giveaways, members get double entries as well if you need any more incentive. And it's just $5 a month for 2 shows, 2 giveaways, 1 Q&A, maybe 2. We'll see for June. Working on some shit over here. Maude'sbookclub.com, brand new website. That in big part is because of the members as well. They helped fund the website. So thank you to the members and the backers, and also thank you so much to those who, I think someone extended, Tass, am I right? Someone bumped up their monthly by like a lot because they could. Very sweet. Maybe it was just doing a yearly pay. I don't know, but like, thanks for all the subs. Thanks for all the things that help make this a fun place. I will learn to be a little bit more on my best behavior Can't guarantee anything, but might try to be pleasant. Is May the 2-year anniversary? Shit. Is it? That's cool. Is it? Seb will tell us. That's it for the show. See you next week, same time. Who are we gonna... if you need to work on your patience, play Poosh XL. Thank you, KP Dubs, for that non-sponsored announcement. In Adam we trust, except when he... Oh, there he is. Bye, Maude. Except when he gives subs to inappropriate things that I will no longer read out loud, because it just debases us as a whole group, Adam. It really does. We got a couple of options. We've got the Dungeon Run playing Dungeons and Dragons. We've got Sing-Along Request Night, a free concert by Jason Charles Miller. We've got a bunch of people playing The Legend of Zelda. What are we feeling? Bye, Maude. #ad, says Adam Vision. Anyone? Any? Bueller?
In the reign of Demon King Ganon.
The reign of Demon King Ganon. All right, everyone. We're going to drop on by and say hi to Chow Jordan. Now, she's got 13 people watching, so this is going to be a really, really big deal. And I hope that we all stop on by and make her feel very loved. If I can do it properly. You'd think I'd have figured it out by now, but I really haven't. Drop some cool emotes. Thanks to everyone who gifted subs as well. Happy birthday to Tim, everyone. Unmute. Round of applause. I want to hear it.
Clap, 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 clap.
Clap, 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 clap. I like that. Yay. Enjoy your evening, everyone. See you next week. Fabuloso. We did.